Welcome. Listen, I want to talk to you about a topic that I know is controversial. I know is a topic that sometimes we pucker up our butt a little bit when we think about this. And maybe it's not a topic that we always want to talk about, but it's something that I want to share with you. First off, just to lay this out for you, I am extremely all for free speech, speaking your mind, not letting anybody silence you, and you needing permission for other people, for you to speak on what you want. I believe that we need to always speak on what we're feeling and share our opinions, whether it offends somebody or not, and that it's not our job to manage and maintain other people's emotions or feelings. Now, I do also believe, though, we should respect other people. We should respect how they feel, their perspectives, and their differences. Where I have an issue is with cancel culture and gatekeeping that says that I'm not allowed to understand somebody else's experience simply because I don't personally experience that myself. And that I can't say, hey, I would love to seek to understand what, like, my brothers and sisters that are black men and women, or even transgender men and women experience, simply because that's not my experience, and that it is wrong of me, and that I should be silenced for even asking to understand, to have empathy. And that empathy is being criminalized. That empathy is being silenced. That empathy is being treated as hate speech. And so I've experienced this a little bit in some Facebook groups over the last year. Yesterday, I experienced this as well, where I was removed from a Facebook group from a discussion for simply asking to understand why somebody didn't like one software versus another. And they said that I was gaslighting them, verbally abusing them, and mistreating them, and invalidating their experience. Okay? And so it brought this up because my question was that somebody said, I don't like the Stripe platform. I don't like Stripe because I find that the Stripe platform has a lot of problems. There's a lot of issues with the Stripe platform, with the streaming platform. And so I said, well, I've not experienced that. Can you share your experience with me so that I can understand? And immediately I had hundreds of comments saying that I was verbally abusive, gaslighting, invalidating their experience, and I'm bringing harm to the person asking and sharing their experience simply because I was asking to understand. I've seen this happen in car communities where you can't ask questions about a certain car because you're not an expert at that car or even a user of it. I've seen it in software development communities where you can't ask questions about software development because you're not a developer. So because this isn't your shared experience, you have no right to learn and understand what I'm experiencing or the truth. And you might as well go stay in your lane with people like you, segregating people and disallowing discussion, disallowing conversation simply because maybe we have differing opinions. Silencing other people simply because they have a difference of opinion of yours, and not letting people just have a conversation. Again, I don't think that we should put lies out there. I don't think that we should publicize false information at all. I don't. But having the discussion about it and silencing, simply communicating as people, not allowing and saying that people have to earn the right to be able to communicate together, that you have to earn the right to have empathy, that you have to earn the right to understand. And because you haven't earned it yet, not only can't you, but you're criminal for even asking or thinking so. And that's where I have issue. That's where I take issue with that. I think that it's an important part of our society, our culture as people, to understand what other people are going through, to seek to understand what we don't know. I don't understand the experience of certain people and their life. I don't understand what women go through, but I want to. I seek to understand that. And I think that it's wise to seek to understand people that have different life experiences than us. But to say that you don't have permission to speak should be silenced and canceled because you think differently or share a different experience, I just find that completely ridiculous. I find that to be completely harmful to our society, in fact. I find that silencing and not allowing people just to share a difference of opinion and saying that they're evil for having a different opinion is preposterous. And so those are my thoughts on that. I understand that some people don't feel that way, and I would love to understand those people. Unfortunately, because of the what's kind of baked into cancel culture and gatekeeping, I probably never will, because I haven't earned the right to understand what anybody on the other side feels. And so if anybody wants to share that with me, inform me, educate me, help me understand why we need to silence and destroy the voice of other people that think differently of us, and why we can't let other people learn, and why empathy is such an evil criminal activity, why seeking to understand what other people are going through is something that we should destroy people over, I'd love to learn about that. I'd love to at least understand the perspective. From my perspective, I think it's ridiculous, though. But I would love to at least learn and discover what I don't know. So, those are my thoughts on this. My thoughts on gatekeeping. My thoughts on free speech, and on cancel culture. And I don't agree with it. I think that free speech is an important part of our culture, that we need to be able to speak up, that we need to have dialogue, that we need to, people with different ideas need to conversate together. Like that's important. That's a good thing. And that we shouldn't destroy people or their careers or silence them or say they don't have permission to use their voice simply because they disagree with us. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are as well. We'll talk soon, everybody. Have a good one.